The science of skin color. The study of skin color. At the point when bright daylight hits our skin, it influences every one of us somewhat better. Contingent upon skin tone, it will require just minutes of openness to turn one individual beetroot pink, while another expects hours to encounter the smallest change. Anyway, what's to represent the distinction, and how did our skin come to take on such countless various shades in any case? Anything the variety, our skin tells a legendary story of human bravery and flexibility, uncovering its fluctuation to be an element of science. Melanocyte. Everything bases on melanin, the shade that gives skin and hair its tone. This fixing comes from skin cells called melanocyte and takes two essential structures. There's eumelanin, which leads to a scope of earthy-colored complexions, as well as dark, brown and fair hair, and pheomelanin, which causes the rosy browns of spots and red hair. Yet, people weren't similar to this all the time. Our shifting complexions were shaped by a transformative interaction driven by the sun. It started exactly a long time back when our progenitors moved north from Africa and into Europe and Asia. These old people lived between the equator and the jungle of Capricorn, a locale soaked by the sun's UV-conveying beams. At the point when skin is presented to UV for significant stretches of time, the UV light harms the DNA inside our cells and skin begins to consume. Assuming that harm is sufficiently extreme, the cell's transformations can prompt melanoma, a dangerous disease that structures in the skin's melanocyte. Sunscreen, as far as we might be concerned today, didn't exist quite a while back. So how did our precursors adapt to this attack of UV? The way endurance lay in their very own sunscreen made underneath the skin, melanin. The sort and measure of melanin in your skin decides if you'll be pretty much shielded from the sun. This boils down to the skin's reaction as daylight strikes it. At the point when it's presented to UV light, that triggers unique light-delicate receptors called rhodopsin, which invigorate the development of melanin to protect cells from harm. For fair complexion individuals, that additional melanin obscures their skin and delivers a tan. Throughout ages, people living at the sun-immersed scopes in Africa adjusted to have a higher melanin creation limit and more eumelanin, giving skin a hazier tone. This inherent sun safeguard shielded them from melanoma, reasonable, making them developmentally fitter and prepared to do giving this valuable quality to new ages. In any case, soon, a portion of our sun-adjusted progenitors relocated toward the north out of the equatorial area, spreading all over across the Earth. The further north they voyaged, the less immediate daylight they saw. This was an issue on the grounds that in spite of the fact that UV light can harm skin, it likewise has a significant equal advantage. UV assists our bodies with creating vitamin D, a fixing that fortifies bones and allows us to retain imperative minerals, similar to calcium, iron, magnesium, phosphate, and zinc. Without it, people experience serious weariness and debilitated bones that can cause a condition known as rickets. For people whose brown complexion really impeded anything daylight there was, vitamin D lack would have represented a serious danger in the north. In any case, some of them ended up delivering less melanin. They were presented little inadequate number of measures of light that melanoma was more uncertain and their lighter skin better retained the UV light. In this way, they profited from vitamin D, created solid bones and endure all around okay to deliver sound posterity. Over numerous ages of determination, skin variety in those areas progressively eased up. Because of our precursors' flexibility, today the planet is loaded with individuals with a tremendous range of skin tones, ordinarily, more obscure melanin-rich skin in the hot, bright band around the equator and progressively lighter pheomelanin-rich skin conceals fanning outwards as the daylight diminishes. Consequently, skin tone is minimal in excess of a versatile quality for living on a stone that circles the sun. It might assimilate light, however it surely doesn't reflect character.